Ògún is a blood-sucking monster. It's just a condemned iron scrap that some people assembled, and then they are appeasing it, calling it their own god. And that is why you see that in some places they used to cut people's head and then they will use it to appease Ògún. These are few of the things that I have encountered online. Most especially, I've had some Islamic clerics and also some pastors say. Today, I am here to clarify that. You see, there is no Òrìṣà in the Yoruba spirituality that takes human life. That is for a fact. Now, there was a day I had an encounter with somebody and I was trying to tell the person that none of our Òrìṣàs, takes human blood for sacrifices and all of that. And one of them said, well, I am going to go into Yoruba's proverb and then I will tell you for a fact that Òrìṣà Ògún, demands human's blood. And then he, shared with me a proverb in Yoruba that says, Orí yéye ní mògún, ta ìṣẹ́ ló pọ̀. And which means that there are so many heads at Imogun, and some of them that were, unalived there were, innocent of whatever crime they were punished for. And when I heard the proverb, I smiled, because I understand that lots and lots of people have misunderstood what that proverb really is. And this is one of the reasons why I said it is one thing for you to know how to speak Yoruba. It is another thing for you to understand the words of Yoruba. You see that proverb, 99.9% of every proverb comes from Ifa. That specific proverb, Orí yéye ní mògún, ta ìṣẹ́ ló pọ̀, was, taken from an Ifa verse, which is Ogundarosun. And this Ifa verse, talked about, an encounter that happened between Ogunda and Irosun when they were going to Olofin's house. But I'm not going to go there yet. I want to make an explanation for you. You see, the Òrìṣà Ògún is the Òrìṣà that is known for metal. Number one, he cleared the path for all other Irumoles when they were coming here on earth. Secondly, anything that has to do with cutlass, sword, gun, car, motorcycle, anything that is made of metal is being attributed to Ògún. And this is why when you see where Ògún is being appeased, you are going to see that there are different ions or metals there. Now, those ions are not the Ògún itself. It's a representation of Ògún. It's just an icon. So if you see people, use a certain animal to appease Ògún, they are not appeasing the ion you are seeing in front of them. They only use that place like an altar. It's a sacred place created for Ògún, so that our ancestors are very organized. They don't just say, you can just stand anywhere and just say, okay, you want to appease Ògún. So now if you want to, use dog or whatever, then you have to kill it anywhere, use it anywhere. No, you have to go to a specific place that is designated for a particular Òrìṣà. And anywhere you see that is designated for any particular Òrìṣà, you are going to see the identity of that Òrìṣà there. And that is why when you see the icon of Ajé, the Òrìṣà Ajé, you see the icons of cowries, because that is the money they spent in the olden days. So money signifies Ajé, and then you are going to see cowries around, the icons of Ajé. Wherever you see Ọ̀ṣun, you are going to see, there is no way you will not see this Ide, because it is also part of the identity of Ọ̀ṣun. That doesn't mean this is Ọ̀ṣun itself. Wherever you are going to see Ṣàngó icon, whenever anybody wants to appease Ṣàngó, you are going to see the icon, the identity of Ṣàngó there, which is the Ose. You see the mortal, Odo, you see all of that. that does not mean that that icon that you are seeing directly in front of you is the Òrìṣà being appeased. It's just an identity of that Òrìṣà, a point of contact where you can stay, and invoke that Òrìṣà, and the Òrìṣà will come and accept its appeasement. Just like you see Christians in churches bowing down at the altar and all of that. I have made a video about this before, so I don't want to go too much into it. Now that we have understood what an icon really is, now, does Ògún accept human blood? I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to cut it short. Ògún does not accept human blood. Not at all. Now, this is where our people make mistakes. Imogun that is being said is not, they are not referring to Ògún itself. The Imogun during the olden days is like a military barrack. Now, let me bring you down to this new era. You know that when you go to a police station, you are going to see different police officers there. If you go to an army barrack, you are going to see different, military men, armies there, soldiers. And you will see them hold gun. Some of them will have their dagger. Some of them will have maybe cutlass with them. All of those things. And they are all made of iron. In the olden days too, there is something which is the military barrack that is being referred to Imogun. There is where all the military personnel used to stay. That is where all the hunters, the hunters are also part of the military people during, in the olden days. So that is where they used to stay, like their own station, like their own police station, like their own barracks, right? Now, in this modern era, when a criminal is caught, maybe the person steals, or maybe the person, unalive someone, murdered somebody, and then there is a charge that the person should die by firing squad. Now, what are they going to do? They are going to prepare a place where the elimination is going to take place, right? Now, that is not going to be done on the main road. Usually they take it to a certain area, right? That is exactly what Imogun is. But why does the word Ògún comes out of it? Because everything that is metal has been attributed to Òrìṣà Ògún. So anywhere you see, if you see hunters, the primary Òrìṣà that hunters appease is Ògún. So if you see hunters, you see the military people, the warriors, the soldiers, during that time, they appease Ògún because 99.9% of the time, their instrument of war is iron. And if you go to that barrack that is called Imo-Ògún, you are going to see a designated area at a corner where they used to appease Ògún there. Just like in this modern era, if you go to most of the Nigerian garages, most especially in Yoruba land, you are going to find a spot where they appease Ògún there. Why do you think they appease Ògún at the motor parks? That is because the car they drive is attributed to Ògún, so they pay homage and respect to Ògún. In return, they believe he's going to grant them safe journey to and fro. And he has been doing that. Now, let us now go back into the olden era. That's Imo-Ògún. They have the icon of Ògún there because all of them are military personnel, and if they have to go to war, they go from there. If they have to go and arrest a culprit, they go from there. If they have to go and arrest somebody who is trying to kill them, they go from there. That is their barracks. So they have to have a space for Ògún to appease there. Now, do they use human to appease the Ògún? Because most especially in our modern films now, you hear something like Ògún, go and cut his head, to Ògún. No, it is Imo-Ògún. Imo-Ògún is where all these military people gathers. So when the criminal is caught and they said, go and eliminate this person to Imo-Ògún, they are referring to the barracks, not the Ògún itself. And that is where, when you see where that is being done, you can't see any icon like iron icon or anything. No, it's probably the person is hanged or the neck is stretched on a Y-shaped wood, and then the head is cut off. And when the head is cut off, they use another stick to poke the head from the neck, and then they mount it so that anybody that walks by, that can serve as a warning for them to desist from criminal activities. It is not Ògún itself. So it's just like a modern day where a police, man arrests somebody that murders another person or that kills or rapes, and then the person is being sentenced to death by hanging, maybe electrocution or whatever. They take them there. Now, when they get to the final stage, what do? They ask you, what religion do you practice? If you say you are a Christian, they ask a pastor to come and pray for you. Now, if the pastor now pray for you and then they cut your head, are we going to say that place that the pastor has prayed for you, it was Jesus Christ that demanded for the blood of that person? If the person says the religion he practices is Muslim, and then the fag went there, the imam went there and prayed for the person before the person is eliminated, are we now going to say that spot now, it was Allah that demanded for the blood of that person? Now, if the person now says he doesn't believe in any religion, who are you going to say, demanded for the blood? So it was not Ogun that was demanding for anybody's blood. The place is a military barrack, and because it's a military barracks, the place is attributed to Ogun. Just like if you go to anywhere that has to look at, like for example now, Osun Grove in Osogbo, the place is named Osun Grove because that is a designated area for Osun. That is a place of abode. You understand now? So that does not mean there are no other Orishas in that place. In Osun Grove, there is a Shudie. At the Osun Grove, there is Egbedie. So there are other Orishas. There is Okedie. So, but because that place is known for that particular Orisha, that is why it carries his name. So Imogun is a place where military personnel gathers together. And when there is an execution that has to take place, it takes place there. It is not the Orisha icon, the Ogun itself, that they are, eliminating people for. And, I understand that a lot of people believe that all these icons are not, worthy of worship, that they are idols. Number one, we do not have idol. In Ifa Òrìṣà spirituality, there is no such thing as an idol. All we have is Òrìṣà, and Òrìṣà is Òrìṣà. We don't have to find an English word, to balance it. An Òrìṣà is an Òrìṣà, an Irúnmọlẹ̀ is an Irúnmọlẹ̀. We do not have any idol. That's number one. Number two, we do not worship any Òrìṣà or Irúnmọlẹ̀. We do not worship, and people need to understand this. We do not worship any of our idols, neither do we any of our Òrìṣà, nor any of our Irúnmọlẹ̀. And we do not have any idols that we worship. We only appease them. We pay homage to them. We appease them and we pay homage to them. So when you see anybody appeasing this particular Òrìṣà or a particular Òrìṣà and you see them bow, they are not bowing to the item directly in front of them. They are bowing to the entity that it represents. We only know that there is one supreme being. In the Yoruba Òrìṣà, Ifa Òrìṣà spirituality, the supreme being is known as Olódùmarè. And also, for those who think that women are, at the back of the queue in our spirituality, hell no. Because right from the beginning, we always, we are interwoven. Because even the supreme entity that we call Olódùmarè is not gender specific. We are not misogynists to say that our own supreme being is a man. And neither are we going to say that it is a woman. We just know that we have a supreme being. And the supreme being can reflect to anybody in different space, time, shape. It depends on how it decides to present itself to you. And also, we have an Irúnmọlẹ̀ who also shares the same, thing with it, and that one is Olókun. There are many Ifa verses that state Olókun as a male, and there are many Ifa verses that state Olókun as a female. So with these few points of mine, I hope I am able to explain to you, to make you understand that Ògún, the Òrìṣà Ògún, does not take humans' blood, And the Imo Ògún is not the place of appeasement of Ògún. It is not the icon of Ògún. The Imo Ògún is a military barracks, and it is being called Imo Ògún because 99.9% of the items that are being used for military weapons or at the military barrack is iron or metal. And the Òrìṣà in charge of iron and metal is Ògún. Aboru, Aboye, Abosise.